You can like there is that option as well, and there is a Q&A option as well. So feel free to post your doubts.
Okay, slideshow will be. Yeah. So, hello everyone. Hope you all had a good day. Thank you for coming. I'm Sneha Pandey, a final year BTech student from Netaji Subhas University of Technology, or NSUT or NSIT, whatever you are familiar with. I am from IT department. I interned at Google this summer from May to July. It was a great experience, but since it was work from home, we literally missed a lot of fun. But still, we managed. Last summer, I took the Microsoft Engage mentorship program. Our project was to build a Microsoft Teams clone. I seriously got a lot of stress that how can we? It's the Microsoft app. How am I to clone it? But things got sorted. We had great mentors and learned a lot. Overall, a great experience to look over. Along with this, I spend a major part of my time being a member of IEEE NSUT. It's the biggest tech society of our university. We organize events, workshops, mentorship programs, and the best parties. And then last year, I led the society as a chairperson. I always feel and will recommend you all to join at least one society in your college life. The confidence, the teamwork, the communication skills you develop there are next level compared to anything. In short, you learn a lot which doesn't boost your CGPA for sure, but will prepare you for the corporate world. And also, you might find friends that have your back always. I can speak about the importance of societies long enough for you to get bored. Now, to complete the introduction in Google style, we have a fun fact about me. I know there are people who can relate to this. Now, moving on, feel free to shoot your questions in the chat box. I would love to answer all your questions and make sure you make the most out of this session. And also, if you have anything to add or share, feel free to do that too. So, let's start with my journey. I had computer science in my 12th standard, so I was okay with the basics of C++, and hence I continued with that language only. With this, I would like to add that if you are starting from zero, then go for any language. Most such students go for Java because you kinda excel oops while learning Java. Then I did data structures and algorithms course by Coding Ninja. It's not sponsored. I'm just sharing what I did. I just got a good
The
discount.
Sorry to interrupt. Please
Yeah.
drop that mic because it's the quality of voice is fluctuating. So if you will drop it, it
Okay.
will remain consistent.
Okay. Thank you. Now is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Um, so I was sharing my journey. So then after then I did data structures and algorithms course by Coding Ninjas. I just got a good discount, so I went for that. Many times I've heard people saying that why a course when so many free resources are there on YouTube. To this, my perspective is that YouTube is good when you are revising something or you have a good idea about it and just want to brush up. Whereas the courses are properly structured with TAs, test, assignment, and the most dreadful deadlines. So you stick to them rather than searching for the best video on YouTube. After learning the data structures, I went for practice. The first platform I chose was HackerRank because they have a very good collection of super easy, and medium questions for anyone to start with. I did the set of C++ and problem solving questions. When I was a bit confident with DSA, I started web development alongside. I did the Cold Steel Web Development Bootcamp course. It's good to start as it's not that in depth but introduces you to all the tech stacks available. And then you can move on to specific courses on JavaScript or React. Then I also practiced a lot on LeetCode. I did topic-wise questions and gave CodeChef contest. Currently, I'm exploring ML and blockchain for my BTP projects. Moving on. Huh. As I have heard that most of you are from third or second year, so I'm a bit confused if we should cover this topic or not, that how to start. as you all must have started. And if not, then boss, please do. So, to start your tech journey, the first step is to excel in a programming language. C++, Java, Python, anyone. Then move on to learning DSA. I mostly see people starting DSA even before they know the basics of a programming language. So just follow the steps. I always suggest making proper notes while learning DSA. Yes, all the content is available online, but while revising, you would need short notes that cover all important topics and your weak topics in detail. And you are the only one that can make such notes for you. When you excel in DSA, then you need a project to show your development skills in your resume. So then move on to that part. Learn web development or app development or ML, whatever interests you the most. Keep on practicing while you make projects because it is very common to forget DSA when going into development. Make sure you at least do one question every day. The Lead Code Daily Challenge was my go to for that. Participating in hackathons is a goal for me till now. Don't think that there are so many pros out there, it's impossible to win. Participate in hackathons to make projects with your friends and learn with them rather than to win. One hackathon is all that takes for you to get that spirit. Giving DSA contents is important as they help in online assessments. That's the first round for various companies. Now, the most important advice is never compare yourself. Your journey, your efforts, and your success will be different and unique always. And this is what comparing is something that we do at the very start. After we have worked for 2 3 months, then we stop comparing. But it's the tendency to start comparing when you start. So please don't do that. Enjoy your life.
Before starting the next slide, there are few questions coming in the chat box.
Yeah, sure.
Please do
Yes.
answer them.
Okay. Mm. How to land in Google? Can you share roadmap? What language you use? I use C++. I told that. You should not have asked that. I use C++. And how to land in Google? Like we are going to discuss all the points. Okay. It's not to land in Google for sure, but it will land you somewhere. But you have to work hard. Then even Google is not far. Can you share roadmap? Yeah, it's kind of roadmap only. How many lead code problems are enough to? There is no count as such for sure. You will find people doing 800 questions and still they might not be in Google. It's your strategy that how you do, how well you do. That will land you in any good company. What is more important for getting an internship at Google, DSA or development? DSA for sure. DSA, like in Google, the interview process, the first rounds are pure DSA. The rounds are only DSA, so of course DSA is more important.
I
How
would
did you
like
prepare?
to add on
I
to
will
that.
discuss.
Like if you are doing DSA, then you are able to clear the rounds only on the basis of DSA, and your development skills would be asked during your interview, right? Am I right? B, am I right?
No, in Google they don't like in Google they just ask you DSA questions. They don't ask you any project or anything.
Okay, thanks
It's
for
just
correcting me
DSA,
on
pure
that.
DSA. Yeah. How did in we will discuss how to prepare for in-person interviews. It's in the coming slides. Any projects you face difficulties and how did you overcome them? We will discuss about projects. Yeah, what kind of projects we will discuss that. How important? Yeah, we will discuss about resume building. Just
Let's
be
resume.
calm. We are coming there. Yeah. So here I have listed some go-to resources for you all. You might be familiar with many of them. GFG, HackerRank, LeetCode. InterviewBit is very good to practice questions of particular companies, right? So please do them. Some YouTube playlist just make your life like I remember the binary search playlist of Aditya Verma. It is pure gold. And also try your hands on Google competitions such as Hashcode, Kickstart, CodeJam. Their rankings may make your resume very prominent, right? Especially when applying for Google. Next we have projects. Guys, remember your project shouldn't be something that you saw on YouTube and just decided to follow on. This idea is suitable for practice, but not to call it your project on your resume. Explore a lot before you decide on a project, such as you may go for various projects that won a hackathon recently. Like when you can in the on the websites of hackathon, you can see the winners and you can also see their projects. So just go through them, get inspiration. Don't copy. Get inspiration. Get an idea that solves a real world problem, discuss it with your friends, look at its different aspects, especially what future scope it holds, and then start working on it. In the implementation, you can also include different open source APIs that will certainly level up the project. This is my personal opinion that individual projects take a long time and effort, so going for group projects makes the process more much fun and interesting. But it's a personal choice for sure. If we look into the importance of projects into the in the interview process, then remember that the interviewer can ask you any question related to the tech stacks of the project. So go through them very fine, and also prepare for general questions that most people somehow find more difficult to answer, such as what's the objective of this project, what were major challenges you faced in the implementation, what will be the challenges of scaling it further. So like before going for an interview, if you have projects that come in that can that such that these questions can be asked, go through these questions and have an answer prepared for them before an interview. I hope there were questions about projects and they are clear. If they are not, please ask from where we get upcoming event. BCA and MCA students here. I am from BTech, so this is out of my. So now you have your skills ready. So let's hop on to building your resume. The first thing is that follow a standard template. Maybe the one provided by your university or the most used ones like RCV or other overlay templates. Write clear and concise statements. Don't over explain anything specially. Use italics or bold to lay emphasis on keywords. And the key rule, anyone to say anything?
No, no, no. You can proceed.
Yeah, overlay for docs are best, right? True. Use italics or bold to lay emphasis on keyword. And the key rule is to stick to a one-page resume. This is also a very common issue that students think that this was a very small hackathon, just 50 people attended and I won. Should I write it in my resume? Boss, your every achievement counts. So go for it and mention it in your resume. Also, make changes to your resume according to the job description and add some keyword or skills mentioned there. Like you get a job description when you are applying for a company. So refer that and according to that, change your resume. You never know what may help you in screening. And the most important rule is to keep it real. Be true to yourself. Whatever you write in your resume can be questioned. So think about what you are writing and be prepared. Next, we have the hottest topic, how we should prepare for interviews. The very first thing is to apply for roles that we're really interested in and that match your skill set. Just don't randomly fill out all the job applications. Read the job descriptions and then decide. Go through interview experiences available on GFG or Glassdoor. They give an idea of what the company is majorly asking. Like some companies put a lot of emphasis on core subjects such as OS, DBMS, or computer networks. Some ask for puzzles, some even go for system design. So, just before the interview, you've got to know what to prepare in the best way. Also, most companies in the HR round ask questions such as how you got to know about the company or why you are applying for this role. The answer to this can't be just that I want a job, so I applied. You should talk about the company objectives, match your aim with them, how you can help them grow, and that leaves a great impression. So, do research about the company objectives. And the last and the most important, give mock interviews. Ask any of your friends or seniors to conduct a mock interview. People love to act as interviewers, and it will help you to think of solutions while being in that pressure zone. Don't take mock interviews for fun. Give them seriously, then it will help you a lot for sure. I can see many questions, so we will take it after this slide. Okay. Here I have tried to list some of the important points that one must keep in mind during an interview. So imagine you are being interviewed. The first thing that would be asked to ask is to give an introduction. Hence, prepare a short introduction beforehand. Don't take more than 2 minutes because you are wasting your time. That could be used to solve questions. The interviewer has your resume and he knows you well. This introduction is just kind of formality. The next step would be a question being asked. Always remember, never jump into code as soon as you heard the question. Even if the question is as straightforward as reversing a linked list or anything that's stored in your head. Take time, act like you are solving it for the first time. Ask questions, get some test cases, ask what edge cases to consider, explain your logic, and then if he looks satisfied with it, he will himself ask you, can you code your solution? And then you got to show your coding skills. Make sure you are using good variable names, explaining the code as you type. Make your code as clear as possible. If you ever go in the wrong direction, then the interviewer will give you hints, so follow them because that defines the solution the interviewer is looking for. Many times it happens, like with one of my friend only. He said that I like he asked a question. The question was asked from basic DSA. He could code it very nicely. The solution that was it at the lead code also means it was a proper solution. But the interviewer was not happy because he was expecting a different solution that was from a different resource or using different data structures. So you have to understand what the interviewer is looking for because he knows what he's looking for one specific solution. Your solution may be right, but if it's not that specific one, it's of no use, right? So you have to be like attentive to listen what interviewer is saying, what you are saying, how he is reacting to you, and then be confident throughout the interview. I know it's easy to say that everyone is pretty tense and wants to put their best, but you got to act confident. Fake it till you make it. Have a sweet little smile that will showcase your confidence. In the end, it's a very common trend for the interviewers to ask, do you have any questions for me? Never ever say, no, what will I ask you? Neither you should say, how was my interview? Will I get selected? A big no to these questions. Use this opportunity to establish a small informal connection or start a discussion with him. Ask him about the challenges he faces, his experiences, his work life balance. Go for such type of questions so that he can answer, you can ask her, you both are talking to each other. Right? Okay, so I'm checking in the chat box for questions. Okay, Kanchan. Or should I wait?
Let me get the questions for you. I guess we were somewhere. So one student is asking, and do you have any experience of any project that you have difficulty, and how did you overcome those challenges while making a project?
Like if you look at my recent project that I faced a lot of difficulties was my project at my internship. Like when I did internship at Google, my project was completely new to me because the technologies used were Java. I was new to Java, and they used Spanner. I had no expertise in Spanner database, but Spanner, Java, and there was also some other technologies that I was not so familiar with. It was mainly there inbuilt, so I don't know. So
And
like
yeah,
hmm?
yeah, proceed, proceed. I thought you were done
Yeah,
with the explanation.
while doing a project, okay, no. While doing a project, facing difficulties is very common. Everyone will do. The only solution is to search for your answer. You should know how to Google. You should know how to go through the documents. Like if you're using a new library, right, and there is an error and you can't find it on anywhere on Google, while googling you didn't get that error, how to resolve that error. So go through the documentation of that library. Documentation seems very boring, but you will find your answers there, right? So you the only solution is to search, read through, and then only that can be done. What kind of project service based companies are looking on? Mostly every company, the project they are looking for is real world, that your project solves a real world problem, right? Then only, like, it also happened one time that in a hackathon, like mostly in hackathon it happens that if a company is a sponsor of that hackathon and they see a very good project being conducted in the hackathon for winning the hackathon specifically, but then they see that this project can be included in their company as a small startup, and they do it, they adopt that project. So every company is looking for real world problems, that this project can solve a real world problem. It can be benefit for us. How important is the resume building process? When it comes to a resume, your resume is very important, just as I discussed. Most of the opportunity, yeah, I am from BTech. How to learn graph data structure, as I'm not able to understand the why in questions from YouTube. Like for graph data structures, I would say like what is there in graph. Let's start from this. You start from DFS, you do BFS, and then you go to different algorithms, right? So make it your plan to go to GFG, search for a graph, and then you will get many questions, many questions, many links. Then go through, just read them and read and understand the logic. Understand the logics for some questions of BFS, understand for some questions of DFS, and then go to the algorithms. Like you can't code BFS even without knowing anything. So you have to practice some questions. Like don't code them. Don't say कि मैं खुद करूँगा. उन्हें क्या कहते हैं पढ़ो and then try to do them. Try to understand the code and then do them yourself. Like this helped me in graph. Graph is tough, but this way it will be helpful to you. Can we say we like Google food? That is why we want to join. What would you reply when you have interviewers ask, do you have any question? What I asked was about, I asked about his experiences, like what project you are working on and how you are enjoying at Google, something like this. This is what I asked. Can you both share your gut? Okay. Documentation is often like how to look out for hackathons. Yeah, documentation is often like that only, but still you will find like there is no other solution. If you are not finding the error directly on Google, then you have to look into the documentations or post your question. Like, there are many good people who answer the question. How to look out for hackathons? There are so many sites to look out for hackathons. Devfolio or the DevOps. There are many. I don't remember exact, but you can get to know about various hackathons on Hacker Earth. I remember there are many hackathons being posted. How to look out for events? Yeah, the same question for hackathons. Like just search on Google recent hackathons. You will get so many links. Devfolio, I remember, is a very good site, so you can go through that. Can you share some resources to learn DSA and share something for React too? Sorry, sorry, really sorry. For DSA, you can like for DSA, I said that I explained for DSA you can go to YouTube or you can start a course or you can like some resources. If you're asking about a specific topic, then please specify. For React, what I did for React was, yeah, I did. There is a YouTube playlist for React. I will share that at the end. It's good. How hard interviews actually are comparison to this. Interviews, like I think interviews are 90% luck also. Some people say that it's very easy because I did it, just mean the question they asked, I already knew it. Like if the question is something that is very new to you, you are hearing it for the very first time. So it's just that you should be practiced enough to click that answer at once, right? We don't have because we don't get enough time to try different solutions. So I would not say that it's very hard, but still it's hard. You need to be prepared. You need to be practiced a lot.
Yeah, proceed with
Yeah.
the.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. This is my favorite line that I tell all my friends and juniors. Like हर किसी के like कंपनी आती है and जब तक वो नहीं आती रिजेक्ट ही होना पड़ता है. This line might sound like a filmy line, but trust me, it can help you struggle through the interview rejections. You got to know that if you have worked hard for something, you will definitely achieve one thing. Maybe it's your dream company, or even if it is not, but you will feel the process, and that will be the most beautiful one, trust me. So just keep kicking all hurdles. As you know, in the end there is your one thing waiting for you, and that's not the end. You will keep learning and growing every day. So like, don't think that whether I will achieve it or not. Just do your best, go for it, and plug it off. Mm. So now, like, if it was question time, but we almost discussed all the questions in between only. Yeah, this is Deffolio that I was saying, good for searching for hackathons.
If you guys still have any question and have not asked, please do so. Like this presentation is entirely dedicated to Q&A. Please do shoot your questions. We have answers most of the questions. So if still any of the question is pending in your brain, please do ask. No question is a stupid question. I think Yogesh is asking, can you recommend any paid or free course for learning full stack web development?
Okay, like for this, what I said was like Cold Steel course. It is a paid course on Udemy. You can refer that Cold Steel. Search for that, you will get it. And like what it will do is it will introduce you to all the topics, all the tech stacks, JavaScript in short, React in short, everything. And then like once you have learned the basics, you know everything in connection. You don't know anything in detail. Then you can go for specific courses, such as there is a very famous course. Just a minute, I'm searching. React course. What I did. I will share it. It's taking time. Is lead code sufficient for coding round or product based companies? For coding round, like you can no, 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 not only lead code. Like coding rounds are like what happens in coding round is you have three questions and you have 60 minutes around that, right? Not more. I'm not saying anything any time more than 60 minutes. It's mostly 45 minutes or 60 minutes. Like so, you need to be fast. You need to have some competitive skills along with the lead code. Lead code will help you in the interview rounds because it's purely DSA based. For like code shift contests, they will help you to speed up and like have that competitive skills. How did you look out for internships? Were you in any tech community? Okay, so like my internship was on campus from my college, but to look out for internships, the best platform is LinkedIn only. People post regularly, and to know about Google opportunities, there is a site googlecareers.com. Create your profile there, and then they will mail you regularly as they have new openings in different roles and everything. And like similarly we have like every company has their site. This was about Google. Similarly Amazon has their site. Like I have account in almost all the companies you can think of. I have an account at Amazon, Uber, Google. So they all have a career page. Microsoft, they all have a career page. Just make an account there and they will mail you regularly, even for an opening in US. What's your biggest motivation in your ups and downs? My motivation is only always this, that what I told you, that I have worked hard and I will get it. Maybe it's taking time or anything. A good budget friendly course for DSA. Coding Ninja's course is pretty much very much budget friendly because they give you a lot of they give you a lot of scholarships. There is a very simple scholarship test which asks you basic 12th level PCM, right? You do that and then you get almost 60% scholarship or 50. I don't remember exactly. Maybe the rules have changed. I bought this course in 2019. So we can just just explore their site, Coding Ninjas or Coding Blocks. You will find our friendly page and give their scholarship test. How did you manage time between internship and college studies? Yeah, I was pretty much lucky. My both internships were summer internships, so I didn't have to manage between college and internship. But I think people do manage, but then they choose the internship that is lightweight. Like Google internship is not lightweight. They make you work. Right? So the tech stack is new, everything is new. So that I am not sure if that can be managed with college studies, but simple internships they can be managed. GFG Abdul Bari scene CV, yeah, Abdul Bari playlist is a good one. Take you forward, driver, yeah, great.
You
I think I
mentioned
answered
that
all the
you did
questions.
two internship. What was the other one? I know only about Google, I guess.
The other one is engage mentorship program. It's
Okay.
not an internship, it's engagement. Yeah.
Okay, there is next question. Did you have any previous technical internship experience while applying for Microsoft Engage?
No, no, no. Like we apply for Microsoft NG at the end of our second year. So I didn't have anything. It was just a good CGP and skills. Is CP necessary for like like CP is very broad, right? Not all topics of CP are necessary. You will not you might like earlier it was like last year my seniors used to say getting a question of try is also like a big thing, but this year we got questions of tries very often in the coding rounds, right? So we can't say it's like the topics, then you don't need to cover all the CP topics, but still most of them as they get asked in one company then they will get asked in all the companies. So like companies also copy each other somehow. So like now you should practice. It's not that you don't know. Right? You should know doing questions using XOR and other bit masking. These topics we don't do that in DSA. Like they come in CP only, so you should be familiar with them. Any tip for GSUP? Any recommendation for some GSUP projects? I am not. I have never been a part of GSUP, so I don't think I'm the right person. But like what I have heard or know, I can tell you that, but I'm not sure that's what you want. Sorry.
I think we are done with all the questions. Let me rescan it.
Yeah, sure.
Would you like to discuss what all work were you doing while having your internship at Google? Like, is it similar to a mentorship program, or internship is like you are getting a major portion to be the part of a company, or doing a simple project which is not related to the company?
No, no, like what my project, like there are different kind of work at Google. Some people got research projects, right? That was, some people got prototype projects. Some people were pushing to the same git where their manager is pushing. Were pushing their code to the same way. So it's not that they are making you do a time pass or anything. They are really they are using your time and getting their work done. So it was not like just for it was like you are really working into the company, you get all the accesses, you are working there, you interact with them. So if you ask about my work was, I can't share the complete details, but what I can tell was it was was a project in which we log the mutations done to a database. Like there is a database where mutations are being done, or every database is it changes continuously. That's why I like every database, right? So mutations are being done, and what my system or my project is doing, it is logging all the mutations that are being done into that database into some other database, and this other database is kind of like a like what this other database has. Sneha, this did this change in the database at this time, recording like this. I
Okay,
don't know if it
it's
is
kind
clear.
of reporting you that somebody is trying to make mutations.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
And
It was
apart,
similar to this.
okay, apart from just the technical side, like what was it fun working as an intern in Google? Like what were the facilities?
Yeah,
Were you getting the same facilities as all the employees were getting?
yeah, the facilities were same. Like it was from work from home, but the employees for employees it was not work from home. They were in the office. So of course I missed the food and other things what were there. But we got food coupons. Like what it was, they give you cup coupons. You order at your home and they pay for that. So it was pretty much thoda bahut ho raha tha, but still it was not the complete benefits. But we enjoyed it. There were we used to play games in the evening at every day with our manager. So things were good. They were friendly. Like the people at Google are too friendly that you can expect.
Okay, that's good to hear. And Aman Gupta is asking, what is your aim now?
Oh, oh! Don't ask such questions, God. What is your aim now? I have to think. Please don't give me such tensions. Type of a version control for database. Yeah, type of a version control. But that was not really a. I'm not sure. Yeah, whatever I shared is good to share.
Okay,
Like
you might
projects
have
at
some
Google are very
confidential.
secretive. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's the only thing I was saying. If you guys have any question, like any question, apart from just the technical point of view, like any lifetime advice or anything, you can feel free to ask, like how you're managing your time or anything. Okay, there is one question. Did you get your Google intern on campus or off? I think she answered it
On
already.
campus.
Yeah, that was on
Hmm.
campus. Uh, any cyber domain related vacancy in Google? Because most of the time, what we hear here is a SWE, SDE, AppDev, and stuff. Like, is there an scope for cybersecurity in Google?
Yeah, there are rules, but the only thing with which you can be notified about that is to create a account at their site. There is a site, Google Careers, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but there you create your account, and then they will notify you about like we have a opening here. So I'm sharing the link. Just a minute. This is the link. Create your account here and then you will get notified if there is an opening for any of the or vacancy for any of the role.
Okay, and like most of the people are not aware what is SWE, SDE. So, would you like to elaborate the difference between the two of them?
Yeah, like software, like most, like if you ask me in like in short form, it's almost the same. Like every company calls it's different if you ask, but still they are different. Like what you like, if I want to become a SWE or I want to become an SD engineer, I would be studying the same thing. There is no difference. There is no difference in the strategy you will be preparing. Like my role is SWE, but the people whose roles are SD, they also did DSA. They also did development. I also did DSA. I also did development. So if you are prepared, both of are same. But if you get employed at a company where your roles are different, then at a company different roles means different things. If you are SWE, you are working would be working at different projects, and ST engineer would be working at a different project. DevOps engineers would be working at different projects. So in when you go into that zone in the company zone, then your roles make a difference. At this stage, as a student, when you are preparing, it's the same thing. Don't confuse yourself.
Okay, and Sayam is asking, is CP necessary?
Engineer and SE software development engineer. Yeah. Is CP necessary? Like I answered this before. You can't say that you don't do CP, just do DS. No one can say that to you, right? But I will not say that cover all the topics of CP, but cover the topics that are mostly asked, like till freeze, till exhaust, things are asked. Like asking bit masking is not something I have seen, but maybe there are companies that are asking. Maybe Uber asks, like so it's not. I can't. You can't skip C. You have to have a bit practice to clear the coding round, because in the coding round people ask.
Okay. So, any more questions or shall we wrap up the session? If you have any question, do type in or mark a +1. I'm waiting for a few seconds.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
want you guys to go without have your doubts cleared.
And also, if you have any feedback, please write it in the chat.
Also, they were asking for your GitHub, I guess. Please do share that link
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Yeah, I will share. We have heard freshers don't have many choices when it comes to job roles at starting. Is it true? Hmm. Like we can like at every company, what you start from is the first role. Like at Google, the like if I get like when I will be joining next year, my role will be L3. So like there are specific rules that are offered to freshers for sure, but still there are many choices. There are not like not you will not fall short of choices. There are choices, but yeah, they will not make you a manager directly. What was your ranking ratings in CP? Oh my god, I'm not too good in CPA. Don't ask us questions. Literally, like okay, I will share, but still means I'm not too good. Like I
Like the
told you in Google, there yeah.
yeah, you proceed.
Yeah, in Google, the rounds are DSA rounds. The coding round is tough, and that question was from CP only. Like, yeah. So I'm not like the ratings were changed. Currently, I think it is 3 or 4 stars, something like that only, not more than that on CodeShare.
That's good. That's good. Like keeping it consistent. Like if I'll go from for 3 stars sometime and then I'll directly drop off to one. I don't know why.
Yeah, that happens very often.
Okay, like a GitHub. Yeah, your GitHub link.
Okay, now my GitHub is left. Okay, just
I guess we are done with all the questions. If
then.
we missed anybody's question, do post it again. Else we'll wrap up the session. Sayam is saying that he's struggling to go to 2 star.
No problem. I told you struggle is a part of journey.
Also, I would say there would be times when you would like leave everything and be like, I don't want to do that. And that is also part of your journey. So don't get disheartened. Like, take your time. Don't force yourself to resume when you're not willing to. Right? You're on mute.
Ah, yeah, sure.
Um, we are done
Like,
for the day.
do you guys have taken any screenshot or anything? Like, I don't know what's the method here.
Yeah, I guess
Or you
they were
record the.
post. I am recording the entire session. Um, if you
Okay,
want recordings or stuff, I'll provide. I
okay,
guess we
recording
should
stuff,
wrap
and
up
do you have?
now.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Like, if there are any screenshot or pictures, please do share.
Yeah, sure, we'll share that. So that was amazing to see the
Okay,
interaction you had with the students. We thank you for taking out time
thank
from your
you.
busy schedule and serving us here. Now I'll ask all the students to fill the feedback form. You will be receiving it shortly, like at 6:20 p.m. I guess. So make sure to fill the feedback form to let us know how our event was and stuff. Also, if you still have any question, you can share them with me. I could forward it to her, or you could directly ask her as well. Also, I want to
Yeah.
say, are you saying something?
No, no,
Okay,
no.
okay,
Go.
cool. It's just a conversation. I would like to tell you all that we would have more such future events. So stay tuned. And we want to wrap up this evening on a positive note. So I would like to say, do take care of yourself and try to achieve your inner peace before achieving anything else. And that's all. Bye bye, everyone. You guys can leave now.
Thank you. It was a very great audience. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kanchan. Thank you, GTSC.
Yeah, we'll like to connect in future as well.
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay, good.